Hello, and in today's video, I'm going to be diving into whether or not you should quit your job and become a digital nomad and maybe even move out here to Thailand or Southeast Asia.
I'm doing big things. I'm working all day. I never complain. I see behind all the mirrors and the smoke screen. This shit ain't really hard as they try to make it seem. I've been writing all these lyrics, trying to get my mind right, trying to keep the flow.
Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is George and I am from the UK. I moved from the UK to Thailand around 2 years ago. When I was in the UK, I was sleeping on couches, sleeping in my car. I was paying back £1 a month on a £25,000 debt and had a 248 credit score. Over the last couple of years, I've managed to turn my life around. I now earn 100% online. I'm a digital nomad and I moved here to Thailand in September of 2022. And so in this video, I'm going to be sharing based on my own personal experience whether or not I think you should quit your job and become a digital nomad. And the answer to that is, it depends. Now, I know you do not want to hear that. That is the thing that none of us want to hear. It depends. Obviously, it depends. But ultimately, I think it depends on two things. And these two things are, one, your life situation, and two are your objectives. And so let's start with your life situation. Now, each of us has a unique life situation. We are a unique person living a unique experience of life, and we are coming into this scenario, this moment right now, where you are sitting here and you are watching and listening to this video. Yes, you are a unique person. And as a unique person, you have a unique experience of life. That being said, it's very likely that your experience can be bracketed into a few different orienting generalizations, which will help give us the most amount of utility that we can get out of this video. And so to try and make this video as absolutely useful as possible, I'm going to give a few examples and say whether or not I think each of those is really a good idea if you should quit and become a digital nomad. And you can decide which one of these most relates to your life situation right now. So life situation number one is you need to pay bills and you need to survive. Look, life is tough, okay? And sometimes we might be 2 or 3 months away from running out of money completely, not being able to pay our mortgage, not being able to pay our rent, not being able to pay off our car payments or our car insurance or anything like that. That's life. Life can get tough sometimes. And if that is where you are in life right now, then no, you absolutely should not quit your job. No way. If that's the situation you're in, I think there's one of two things that you can do. One, potentially find another job that pays you more money and gives you new skills or maybe even new headspace so that you can focus on doing something on the side, which leads me to my second point. If that does sound like you, build something on the side. Clearly, cash flow and income is going to be absolutely critical to where you are in life right now. So what you should do, or at least what I would do, is build something on the side. I would decide how much time can I realistically commit to building something. Is it 1 hour a day? Is it 2 hours a day? Is it 30 minutes a day? All we can do is start exactly where we are with what we have. We don't have more than we have, and we can't do more than we can. So it's very useful to define, what can I do to change my life? How much time do I have? How much resources do I have? And then change your life based on that. And if you need to pay your goddamn bills and you need to survive, do not quit your job, right? As I said, maybe get a better paying job where either it's going to pay you more money and or you're going to learn more new useful skills that's going to make you a more valuable person in the marketplace, and try and do something on the side. Life situation number two, maybe you have some money saved in the bank. Maybe you got a couple of grand, maybe you got 5-10 grand, something like that. Should you quit your job and become a digital nomad? No. Again, what I would do if I was in this situation is build on the side. Becoming a digital nomad is not a surefire thing as much as anybody tries to tell you that it is. Nothing in life is guaranteed other than the fact that you are going to die. And with that in mind, you want to try to mitigate your risk as much as possible. So again, I would not quit my job. I would define what resources do I have available, what time do I have available. I would start with what I have and I would build something on the side with the objective or the goal, knowing that I want to transition out of my job and to eventually, for this new thing, this side thing, to be my primary source of income. But that can be an ongoing process, right? It doesn't need to be right away, I'm out. It can happen gradually over time. And look, this is a really important point. If you can delay the speed at which you need to monetize your side hustle, you can build a business which ultimately serves you best. What can happen is when we quit our job and we need to generate cash flow, we start doing anything and everything that we can to bring money in. We serve this client, we serve that client, we offer this service, we offer that service, and really we were doing anything for anybody who's going to pay us any money, and that isn't what we want to do. With any successful online business, ultimately you're going to have a core product or productized service, and you're going to have a very specific audience that you want to serve. And because you've got a productized service that you can provide to them, this is going to allow you to essentially have a lot of systems and processes that's going to free up a lot of your time. Now, if you have to bring money in, you're going to eventually fall in the trap of helping anybody with everything to bring money in. And all you're going to do is go from working in 9 to 5 to a 9 to 9 and probably earning less money. So by building something on the side and delaying your speed to monetization, you can spend more time building and crafting and architecting a business that actually is going to facilitate the lifestyle that you want. Life situation number 3, maybe you have 1 to 2 years runway. By runway, I mean enough money in the bank to survive for 1 to 2 years. Should you quit your job and become a digital nomad? Maybe. And ultimately, I think it depends on this. Maybe you've got a couple of years of runway in the bank and you have no experience in a specific field or running a business. In that case, no, I would recommend not quitting your job. Instead, I would recommend doing something on the side and gradually over time accumulating the relevant skills to make your online business a success. Because yes, you might have a couple years worth of savings in the bank, but you don't have the skills to monetize yourself and create a successful online business yet. Now, let's say that you have several years worth of runway, or let's say enough money in the bank to help you survive for a couple of years, but you do have previous experience with online business, or you have relevant, directly applicable skills that are going to help you launch your online business, then maybe. Realistically, if you do everything well, you could create a successful online business within the next couple of months that could absolutely supplement your full-time income. But the primary determinant to you doing that is you having the relevant skills to make your business a success. If you do not have those skills, your speed to creating that successful online business is going to be slower. But if you do have the relevant skills, then of course the speed at which you're going to be able to supplement your full-time income with your online business is going to be significantly quicker. So here are the life situations that I see. 1, you need to pay your bills to survive. Do not quit, build something on the side. 2, you have some money saved in the bank. Do not quit, build something on the side. 3, you have enough savings in the bank to survive for a couple of years, but you have absolutely no experience and you don't have the relevant skills to build an online business. Do not quit and build something on the side. But 4thly, you have some savings in the bank and you have experienced all the relevant skills to go out and build an online business, then it is your call. Now, all of this being said, in my opinion, I believe that becoming a digital nomad is about 90% psychology and about 10% skills. Often we do have enough resources, enough time, and enough skills to actually go out there and build an online business that's going to facilitate our dream lifestyle. But the thing that's stopping us are erroneous beliefs and faulty assumptions which are keeping us trapped where we are in life. Something I find exceptionally useful is to define, where am I letting fear stop me from doing the thing that I need to do? Often we get trapped thinking that we need to know absolutely everything when it comes to launching an online business, and this couldn't be further from the truth. An analogy that I like to share over and over again is that of headlights. You can drive from one side of a country to another at night just with your headlights on, seeing 20 feet in front of you. You do not need to know the whole journey. You just need to know the next step in the journey and action that. And yes, there is absolute clarity in burning your boats. Now, burning your boats essentially refers to a story where a very small army went to an island and they were significantly outnumbered by the army they were fighting. And what the general of the army did was they ordered them to burn their boats so they couldn't retreat. So that meant there was only one way to survive, and that was to win. And because they burnt their boats, they won the battle and they survived, or at least some of them did. And of course, if you are going into battle, you can burn your boats and give yourself no way out. But again, I find it very useful to think about risk mitigation. And how can you build something on the side? How can you decide, how can you start where you are with the resources that you have and the time that you have, and use that wisely, building something on the side of your current job, so that you can eventually transition out of your employment and into your full-time income. For me, as soon as my online business came anywhere close to around 80% of my online income, I would be out of there so fucking quickly, but I would wait until it got to that point. Now, of course, everybody is going to be coming to this with a different psychological profile. Maybe you have a different level of risk tolerance to me, maybe not. Maybe you are someone that is extremely comfortable with taking high risks, and maybe you aren't. And of course, there is extreme validity in saying that you do not know what to do until you do it. I am just sharing my personal experience from failing many times, from over the course of my journey, getting down to less than £1 in the bank, maybe 5, 6, 7 times, up to a couple of years ago, multiple times I would get down to £2, £3 in the bank, and I'd have 8 miles left, petrol in the car, and I'm looking, I'm seeing, okay, what is the minimum amount of petrol that I can put in here that the petrol station is going to allow me to, and having to get to that point where it's I need to generate income now because I'm sleeping in my car, I've got a couple of quid, I'm putting £2.50 petrol in the car that's going to help me get to where I need to get to. And that is a level of stress, that is a level of tension that most people simply are not resilient enough to take. And because I was resilient enough to take that, I'm here, I'm in Thailand, I make money 100% online, I earn a Western income, living in Southeast Asia, earning full-time pay, working part-time hours. I have a beautiful life, and it's because I was able to take that stress, take that pressure, and have that level of resilience that most people do not. But it did not need to be that way. When I look back, I can see it did not need to be that painful. If I simply mitigated my risk, if I simply made better decisions, I wouldn't need to sleep in my car. I wouldn't need to get down to £2. I wouldn't need to buy meat from people who were stealing it from M&S and then selling it on the sly, right? That didn't need to be the path that I went down, and it simply was the path that I went down because I made bad fucking decisions. And I'm not making this video to tell you what you should and should do. I'm just simply trying to share that if this is where you are, if you yourself fall into any of those brackets, maybe these are useful frames of reference that you can use to decide when you should make the jump into becoming a digital nomad and going 100% working online. Now, one thing I haven't touched on is the difference between making money online and becoming a digital nomad. Realistically, I could have become a digital nomad 3 or 4 years ago, but I didn't move till 2 years ago. And the reason I didn't move for the first 2 years was because I didn't have the bollocks. Now, it's one thing to create an online income, it's another thing to actually go and travel the world. Okay, so I am back from the park. It was getting a little bit toasty there, if I am honest. So let's have a little look into whether or not becoming a digital nomad might be right for you. Now, for me, I see becoming a digital nomad much more of a life philosophy and even a deeper sense of identity. It's more than just, okay, I'm going to grab my laptop and go and work somewhere for a week on the beach. I think it goes a lot deeper than that. I believe becoming a digital nomad is absolutely more of a life philosophy, in that you are choosing a vision for the future that is far more optimized for freedom rather than security. And it's also deeply ingrained into our sense of identity because we see ourselves as someone who wants to be free rather than confined. Now, I do think it can be useful to separate the difference between becoming a digital nomad and starting your own online business. Look, you can be a digital nomad, i.e. someone who travels the world and works remotely by having a remote job. You don't need to start an online business. If you can find a job where you can earn money completely online and they allow you to work overseas, then boom, you're a digital nomad. You don't need to start an online business. However, I believe if you feel pulled to create and change the world, and your desire for freedom goes beyond just the freedom of location, beyond just the ability to travel, And maybe your pull to freedom is a little bit deeper. Maybe it's the freedom of your time. So it's not just about where you are, but it's what your day looks like. Maybe it's about the freedom of focus, the freedom to focus and do things that you enjoy and find meaningful. And I find it exceptionally useful to discern between the two. And if you yourself are thinking, should I become a digital nomad? Maybe it might be useful to discern the difference between, do I just want A, the ability to travel, or B, the ability to not just travel and the freedom to move around, but also the freedom to control my days and the freedom to control my focus and what I do with my time. Now, if, as I said, you simply want to travel, then maybe a remote job is the easiest path to entry. However, if you want something more, you want the ability to choose what you do and when you do it, then perhaps becoming a digital nomad and starting your own online business is the way to go. I believe deeply that we all have a deep desire to create, and I see starting an online business as a way that we can express ourselves deeply in a way that creates value for others and therefore gives us a return. We are creating something out of nothing. This online business did not exist before, and now through you, your beliefs and your actions, it now does. You have created something from nothing, and that is a creative act. And so if you feel the pull to create, to have the freedom to focus on what you want and create something in this world that didn't exist before, then perhaps going the route of starting your own online business, and it has to be online if you want freedom, independence, then maybe that is the path for you. Anyways, look, I hope this video was of some value to you. Perhaps you fell into some of those brackets that I discussed earlier, and that maybe that gave you a little bit of clarity about maybe what's the best path for you moving forward in terms of securing your ability to travel the world and achieve your location independence. But alongside that, I hope this has maybe given you a little bit of an insight into whether maybe just getting a remote job might be the right one for you, or maybe, just maybe, you feel something just that little bit deeper within yourself to achieve a deeper sense of freedom and independence, and to create something out of nothing and contribute to the marketplace. I'm a big believer that starting an online business is essentially an entirely risk-free venture. Even if your business fails, you still succeed. You win even if you lose, because the skills that you acquire during the process of starting your business makes you a far more valuable person in the marketplace. So irrespective of all of the different situations I cover, you'll notice that never did I say, do not start an online business. It was simply a case of how much time do you dedicate to that online business and what decisions do you make in the other areas of your life. I believe, as I said, starting an online business is an entirely risk-free scenario. Yes, you might waste time. Yes, you might lose some money. However, you do win even if you lose, because as I said, you accumulate new skills that you will have forever, and they make you a far more valuable person in the marketplace. And if you are more valuable in the marketplace, you get rewarded financially. So for me, where do I stand on all this? What is my personal opinion? What do I think? What do I feel? How do I view these things? For me personally, I do feel a deeper pull to freedom beyond just location independence. Yes, I want to travel the world, but I want to go there when I want to. And when I'm there, I want to do what I want with whomever I want. And for me, the only way for me to achieve this deep sense of freedom that I feel entirely pulled to do was to create an online business. And so that is what I have done, and that is what I am doing. Part of what I'm trying to do on this YouTube channel is show my work. The very act of me creating my online business is this act. You're seeing me in the act right now. The recording of this YouTube video is an activity contributing towards my online business and my online income. So I hope you found this video valuable. I hope at some level it resonates with you and you can align with some of the things that I've covered. And I hope that me sharing some of my own beliefs and my own actions transparently and openly with you might give you some value and just some things that you can take away from these videos to implement and improve your own life. thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you got some value out of it and it was a fair and open and honest exchange of time for value. So I wanted to wrap up with two small requests. One, every Tuesday I send a weekly newsletter called Trippy Tuesdays where I share things I'm getting up to out here in Thailand and Southeast Asia, but two actionable specific things that you can do to launch and grow your own online business. So if that's the kind of thing you dig, please do think about scanning the QR code on the screen right now if you are watching on TV, or clicking the link in the pinned comment or description below this video if you're on mobile, and signing up. And secondly, why don't you click the video that is on the screen right now, because again it touches on some things that are quite similar to this, and I hope that you'll get a ton of value out of that as well. So again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time, and stay real.